Basically, I can answer from the architectural or from the building materials segment. There is a good traction which is happening post COVID, whether it is in the commercial or in the residential. So in the residential, particularly the 1.5 crore above, the so-called luxury properties are gaining a lot of traction across the major metro cities. Demand for housing is on the rise in every segment, whether it is the affordable segment or in the middle segment or in the luxury segment. So that's on the residential, and on the commercial front also. There is a lot of activity which is happening. So we are back to office. So there is a lot of whatever stopped for that time period, it is coming back to full swing, and the government engine also working very well. There are a lot of activities in the government as well as in the industry segment. A lot of investment, FDI is coming to India. So uh, in that front also there are a lot of work which is happening. So this makes the building material or the real estate industry very buoyant, and we are going to witness good growth, a CAGR of close to 9% above. That is our prediction. Yeah, this is a challenge which is faced. So India is still in the nascent use of glass. So you can see that huge chunk of glass again coming for recycling. So might be except for some here and there some defective glasses, but definitely this is a challenge which needs to be addressed. So one part in the manufacturing, we are ready to absorb more of recycled glass as an ingredient. That is one thing, and there are concentrated effort by the manufacturer to make this a little organized in terms of, because today recycling is not organized. It is pretty much unorganized. So I foresee a need for the manufacturer and as well as the industry to come in this front and address this in the upcoming. So it has not touched India to that extent, as I told you in the initial part of my sentence, that India is not reached that stage. It is going to come. So we as industry will stand together, and we companies will find a way, which is already which is there in the developed countries, and we will follow. So that's what my view about this. You're right. Actually, this phenomena started basically post-COVID. But if you look at from the year 2010 to 2019, the glass prices were almost constant in India. There was not even an iota of increase. And in 2019 onwards, we witnessed this change, which is a global reaction of various factors. I don't want to mention everything. But as company, as a responsible company, what we did, wherever we can value engineer, wherever we can reduce cost, we were able to reduce, right, by advancing the manufacturing technology, by increasing the output, increasing productivity, etc. So we were able to do that. And on the energy front also, we are always thinking about alternative sources of energy so that we can reduce the cost. The improvement in the machinery, etc., is also is another factor which is there. So if you can see that the prices are stabilized. So what happened in that peak period was a function of a lot of things which were uncontrollable and which were more of global nature, which is like the transportation challenges, the logistic challenges, the fuel crisis, uncertainty which was prevailing due to COVID, etc. So I am sure that but luckily in this phase, all the companies, the major companies who are there in the building material, they were able to utilize this tough period to become more efficient and pass on that benefit to their end consumers, so that uh, everything was not every cost impact was not passed on. And now when everything is getting stabilized, when the metal prices, everything is getting stabilized, I'm sure that we are in a healthier note as of now. Yeah, so it's a natural evolution. I feel for any company to come to that B2C space. So because the more nearer to the consumer, the more better. That's what I feel, whether it is in the glass industry or any industry. But unfortunately, it is quite challenging, both logistically as well as managing this enormous job of reaching the product to the end consumer. So then, if it was pure manufacturing and just sending to the distributor, that which was like the olden way, then it is much easy. You need to handle, or you need to manage few touch points. But when you reach to the consumer, so when you we call it actually the 4G technology, where we do the installation of some of the products. That means we take contract, and we undertake contract, and we do the finishing of the work also, which is very challenging for a manufacturer. But I believe that's the way forward. The more closer to the customer, the more closer to the consumer, the more credible we become with them, and the more touch points. And there are so many opportunities in the adjacency markets, like glass, the windows, then the glass railing, then the shower cubicles, etc. So which are definitely is actually can be catered by with our knowledge of glass, so which will make us stand apart from other competitor and other people. So I am sure that that's the way to go, though it is challenging. As you asked, what are the challenges? There are a lot of challenges. It takes, the learning curve is steep. It is little challenging in the initial, but once you are through with that steep or that difficult learning curve, it becomes easy. That's my view about that. Luckily, since I am in the space of glass, what I feel that the per capita use of glass when compared to developed country, a country like India, which is very in a very nascent stage, so there is scope for us, and glass has a lot of advantage, which some of the material, when compared to some of the material which you have mentioned here. So that will definitely make glass attractive. I don't see these as competitors directly. So everybody is going to exist together, and I'm sure that the glass usage will go up uh, in the coming years. It's already seeing the glass usage is actually going up. So both aesthetically as well as on the energy efficient way also. So and in a cost effective way. So on all three fronts, the glass usage, that education is happening amongst the customer. So I'm sure that this will, I don't see the point which you told as a threat to the industry. One is actually the greener revolution in the building material. So that is one side. So which is the government also enabling a lot of activities are which is happening in that area. That is one thing. Second is a lot of foreign investment is coming in the real estate, which will make the this sector more attractive, not only for glass as well as for building material. Then third is actually India's GDP as well as India's growth story here continues, which makes the customer from a customer point of view, they are very positive. So that positivity is actually remaining. So for the industry, it's really positive. Might be from the residential sector, there are some cautions are there. Might be if the interest rate breaches might be somewhere near to 9.5, that will be a little, we need to see that situation. And might be the inflation also a little challenging, but I think the points which I told, which is pro for the industry, outweighs the threat. Then in that aspect, it's very positive outlook for at least the next 8 9 years for the overall industry. And value added glass, which is like the performance glass, energy efficient glass, the latest technology, that is going to have more traction among the customer. The knowledge level of the customer will increase. They will search for better product which will add value to their and which will add value and give solutions to their problem. So that also will help the industry to grow at a very fast pace.